Welcome. Once again, it's your boy Rashid Hafiz, live from the showcase. Today we got a good friend of mine, way down from the South, coming up to Brooklyn, New York, brother Asante Amin. Most of you guys know him as King Tut. It's my man. So we want to welcome him to the showcase. We're going to get into it. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum assalam. How you doing, man?
All right, doing good. Excellent.
Alhamdulillah.
Wonderful.
Alhamdulillah.
Tell us about yourself, man. You know, a little bit about where you come from.
All right, definitely. Well, you just told the good people out there my name. I'm a musician, a creator, internationally successful musician and creator, as well as a teacher, composer, artist. I love music, obviously. Been playing music for a few years now. Started off in a marching band, New Orleans, from New Orleans, Louisiana. Down south, I don't know if you know it, but marching bands are like a pretty big deal. It's like a huge part of life in the South. So I was blessed to be a part of a marching band at a school called St. Augustine, St. Augustine. And I really came into my own and came into knowledge about the life path I wanted to take. And that was the first time even I began to kind of like study Islam. So a lot began to happen in those formative years, but I began playing about 15 years ago at St. Augustine Marching Band. And again, I'm from New Orleans. Joined a second line band. Second line music is really popular. It's indigenous to New Orleans, right? Another beautiful music. I just smile thinking about it. And somewhere around, I think it was 2006, right before Hurricane Katrina, I decided I wanted to move to New York to go to music school. So I enrolled in the Conservatory of Brooklyn College. And once I moved, a month later, Hurricane Katrina happened.
Wow.
Which was a huge devastation, very devastating to everybody from New Orleans. And so it was really difficult. That particular time period was really trying and difficult because when I moved up to New York, I didn't know anybody. I just kind of moved on a whim, and I felt like Allah was instructing me to make a move and to just follow my dreams. And I didn't know anybody. I ain't had no family. I ain't had no friends. I barely had any money, but I knew I wanted to make this move. And so going to school was kind of like my cover. Like I can use that as a reason to why I'm moving. But the real reason was to follow my dreams and to kind of, just think about manifesting my highest potential when it came to my musical path.
Okay. Now, say you're from New Orleans.
That's right. Born and raised.
So you chose a path for music. Now we got teams like the Saints, and we got football, basketball. We got all this different stuff going on here.
Right.
You know, we as a people of color, we always tend to go towards sports. And explain to us why music? Why you just couldn't play the drums or something in the house and do sports as a
that's a good question. Well, growing up, I was really into sports as a lot of young men, young people, period, are. And I love to play baseball.
Okay.
So football, I liked it, but it wasn't. I was too small. I couldn't really. I had a lot of heart, but you can't get in the ring with Mike Tyson with heart and be my size. You won't last. So I had to think about some other things. But I was really into baseball, and I could have went far. But something happened to me. Carnival season. Two things happened to me. Maybe 93, 94. I was at a Mardi Gras. I was at a parade, and the St. Augustine Marching Band. It's an all boys black Catholic school, and they had a reputation in the city for having one of the best, if not the best, band. Right. So, funny enough, one Mardi Gras season, I happened to see these brothers coming down the street, and they was coming strong, and their brothers, they were young black men, and it was a Catholic school, so these brothers had a discipline I'd never seen before. They were shining. And so now that I look back at it, what really attracted me to them was the fact that they looked like Fruit of Islam with instruments.
Okay.
They look like a FOI. They
Fruit,
look like
fruit.
yeah. They look like a musical FOI.
Okay.
So as a young man, that awakened something in me, and I gravitated toward that. I said I want to be down with that. You know, I saw Malcolm X the movie a few years earlier, and that kind of just planted the seed in my mind about the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
And I always said I want to be a Muslim one day. I want to do that. So when I saw this band, it reminded me of the FOI.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But they had instruments.
They had instruments.
And it didn't hurt that, again, these brothers had one of the best reputations in the city, and a lot of young ladies like guys from that band.
Oh.
So that helped too.
Well,
it didn't hurt.
I would see why it would help.
It didn't hurt. So at that time, I wasn't a musician yet, except in my heart. You dig? And so I decided I wanted to join a band, and I would do everything and anything it took to not only join the band, but excel, be excellent in the band. And that's exactly what I did. Went to the school, joined the band, went through the rigors of being what they call a crab, which is a young person in the band. You know, and sometimes you get beat up, you get all type of stuff happens in a band, in a black band in the South in those particular days. But anyway, it was an amazingly rich experience, and definitely shaped me into the man that I am today. And that is kind of what laid the groundworks for me to go on and become a professional musician.
Just before we go live, tell us about who's gonna be featuring with you on this live event.
Okay,
right
today I have a wonderful bass player, calls himself Red. People are seeing him. Sharp brother, ladies man.
Okay.
Knowledgeable teacher. We also have a brother named Paul Wilson, who's a phenomenal keyboardist, pianist, and producer. He's joining me. As well, we have the lovely Rahima, or Salima, Raheem.
Okay.
Kareem, rather. Rahima Salima Kareem. Very wonderful, amazing singer. So she's coming out, and you have myself.
All right, well, having said that, we don't want to keep these people waiting any longer. So let's
Oh, before we go, I just got to talk about this too.
Okay.
Again, I'm a musician, but I'm also a music instructor and a mentor in the community. At MS35, since we in Brooklyn, at MS35, there's an organization called Quest on Stuyvesant and Lewis, and we offer free music lessons from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. every Saturday.
Okay.
Because that's very important work. We got to talk about the educational initiatives, and that's a big part of my ministry. I'm a musician, I'm a performer, but I really do believe wholeheartedly in giving back. It's giving back, but to me, it's an investment in my own future.
Yeah.
So I always tell people about that, about the musical things I'm doing. And with that, the same organization, I received 2 grants. Meet the Composer grants to do projects with young people. So I'm very passionate about that, and I love doing it as well. So I just had to plug the Quest Youth Organization at MS35. We meet on McDonough and Stuyvesant. Free music lessons. Bring your kids through. We love the babies.
Oh,
that's it.
What ages?
We started taking them really young this year. So I would say about like 6 years old, 6 or 7 years old through college.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have all type of levels. We start from babies to college-based music curriculums, and we go in.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I gotta wait 3 more years for my son to come take a part.
But once he's old enough, bring him through. You dig? It's a beautiful thing.
So I gotta put him on.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, having said that, we're gonna cut to the chase, man. I want to see this performance, man.
Yes, sir.
I
want you to see it.
Look, people get on video, they be all spectacular, but they get them live. Live people can't cut the magic.
Oh wow. Okay.
So let's see if you can cut the magic, man.
Oh nah, that's nothing. That's what I do. That's what we do.
Stay tuned. We coming live with you next.
show, got the flow.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Winter time's approaching, summertime has gone. Still we find time to reflect in these timeless songs. Although death may touch us, time keeps marching on. Still we find time to reflect in these timeless songs. Still we find time to reflect in these timeless songs.
I paint pictures in the name of the one that which created stars, moon, and the sun. The Lord of the king and the Lord of the bum. The Lord for the rich and the Lord of the slum. Can't deny this timeless rhyme. Spit the flow so cold, turn cold to diamonds.
I'm shining, I'm the hottest
cloud
thing
blinging with a silver lining. Timeless, like the brushstroke of Picasso or Louis Armstrong blowing horns staccato. Priceless, of tomorrow I supply memories, things you can borrow. Organic chemistry like turning diamonds from charcoals. Expansive chemistry, I'm metamorphosis like when in the spring. Transformation take place, turning niggas to kings.
Winter time's approaching, summertime has gone. Still we find time to reflect in these timeless songs. Although death may touch us, time keeps marching on. Still we find time to reflect in these timeless songs. We don't need it.
That's right, talk to him, Rock.
We don't need it. Time. Yeah.
Right, man.
Fish are jumping and the living is
washing my face and hands, getting ready for prayer. Amongst warfare, gunpowder up in the air. It's hardcore here, not many lives get spared. I'm here to motivate the youth, but some just don't care. They got the babies doing drugs, white sugars and caffeines. Collab dreams of black kings turned into crack fiends. The babies think it's cool to hold an AK or Gatling. They all want to ball a thug or listen to rap scenes. It's a wax scene, young queens obsessed with the obscene. Low self-esteem seems to be the new in thing. I met a young 6 to 16 of age. Said she had more sex partners than the lines on the page. Promiscuous, just trying to keep her mind out the rage that she feels every day cause her life is a cage. I can't imagine how my pop felt passing from cancer. And I know that God's the greatest, but I'm asking for answers. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is trust in the process, especially when you don't understand the logic. But I keep my faith in God no matter how hard it gets. I keep my faith in God no matter how hard it gets. I said they tearing down schools and they building more prisons, but where you end up, that'll be your own decision. It's a daily ritual, polytheism, worship physical. Sometimes it's miserable, still the life we live in's a miracle. Whether you deal with the Trinity or in a divinity, let's transcend division and live love infinitely. Ow.
Winter time's approaching, summertime has gone.
That's right.
But still we find time to reflect in these timeless songs.
What else?
Although death may touch us, time keeps marching on.
That's right.
But still we find time to reflect in these timeless songs. Still we find time to reflect in these timeless songs. Still we find time to reflect in these timeless songs. Hey, shabba-dabba-bop, we shabba-dabba-bop, we don't get it, shabba-dabba-bop, we come on, shabba-dabba-bop, we don't get it, shabba-dabba-bop, we.
That's right.
Shabba-dabba-bop, we don't get it, shabba-dabba-bop, we.
That's right.
Shabba-dabba-bop, we don't get it, shabba-dabba-bop,
Yeah.
we. Hey, come on now.
Okay.
that's the end of another program. Tune in next week as we have more of a variety of people here to bring to you. If you have a business or you're an artist and you want to appear on our show, feel free to contact us at righteousminds1@gmail.com. Once again, that's righteousminds1@gmail.com. Hope to see you soon.
By the mercy of Allah, alhamdulillah, I've been reverted for over 23 years now.
Okay, 23 years. So that's quite some time there. So, what has been your journey from then to now? What has traveled? What have you been doing since then? What's your journey?
Okay, subhanAllah. I started writing in the 70s, and I became a recording artist in the 80s. And that's when I joined the Juice Crew. Before I joined the Juice Crew, I was with the Glamour Girls on Pop Art Records. I did one song, and then I joined the Juice Crew, and then we did Juice Crew All Stars, and I did my LP. I signed with Cold Chillin', but my record came out on Prism. And then I worked with various different producers. The last producer that I worked with before I embraced Islam was Nile Rodgers from Chic.
Okay.
And I put the mic down. I left the industry. And I was told that I couldn't do that anymore, the recording and so forth. That's what I was told. But I learned on my own, because you have to learn and read Quran and Hadith for yourself. So that's what I did, and I was a wife, a mother, and I still wrote my lyrics, but they were all Islamic. I would sing to my children when they were born, and I would play with them and, make different Islamic sayings